Hello, boys and girls. I'm going to talk to you today about your problem of the week. This is a new problem, and we're going to be doing one every week until the end of school. And these problems are a little bit different because they're not like normal story problems or math questions. There's lots of ways you could do these problems, and lots of them have more than one answer, more than one way to get it to make sense or to make the right arrangement. So this is one that looks very similar to your problem of the week this week. It's a little bit different though, because I don't want to do the same one you have to do. But this is what we're going to do. So this problem of the week is talking about equality or balancing on both sides. Now in week 7, we talked about equality and how everything on one side of the equal sign has to be the same amount as what's on the other side of the equal sign. So they balance. Sometimes we think of that like a teeter-totter. So let me show you a teeter-totter. And if it's balanced, it stays level. If one person on the teeter-totter is bigger than the other person, then the teeter-totter tips. Just like an equation, if one side is too big, then it tips. We want our teeter-totters to be balanced, or we want our equations to be equal. Whatever's on one side has to be the same thing as what's on the other side. So I've got my equal sign in the middle, then I've got 2 things on this side and 2 things on this side. I need to use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to make this work. There's only 4 boxes. So I'm not going to use all of these numbers in one equation. I'm only going to pick 4 of them that are going to work. Now it's a bit helpful if you cut out the numbers so that you can try them and move them around and see if it works, okay? So I'm looking for something minus something is going to equal something minus something. Oh, okay. So let's start. Now I know with a subtraction question, I have to put the bigger number first, not the smaller number. So maybe I'll just pick 2 numbers. Maybe I'll pick 7, because that's my favorite number, and I'll stick it in there. And maybe I'll pick 4, and I'll stick it in there. There, so my bigger number comes first. 7 minus 4. Well, I don't have another 7 and a 4. So I have to figure out what it equals on the one side so I can figure it out on the other side. So let's see. 7 minus 4. Maybe I could use my fingers. So I've got 7 fingers, and I'm going to take away 4, and I'm left with 3. So I'm actually going to write that down up here so I remember that this side needs to be 3, or this side is 3, which means the other side also needs to be the same, so it needs to be 3 as well. Oh, I got another subtraction question. Something minus something equals 3. Okay, so maybe I'll try a 2. Okay, so let's stick the 2 there. So 2 minus something is going to give me 3. Oh, that's too small. Maybe I'll move the 2 over here. Okay, let's try that. Well, that one's really hard to try and think of moving that. Let's take the 2 out. That's okay. That's why we have our manipulatives. We can take them out and put them in. So I probably want a bigger number. So maybe I'll take like a really big number, like 8. Let's stick 8 up here. So 8 minus something is going to give me 3. Okay, so 8. And I want to take away something and be left with 3. Ooh, how many do I need to take away? I think I need to take away 5. Do I still have a 5? I do. Let's see. Okay, let's double check on these problems of the week. We have to double check to make sure that we're right. So let's see. 8 minus 5. Okay, 8, take away 5. I got 3. And 7 minus 4. So 7, take away 4. I got 3. 3 and 3. That works. So I could write that down as one possible solution. 7 minus 4 equals 8 minus 5. There's one solution, but remember what I told you before. All of these problems of the week have more than one way to solve them. So let me take my numbers off and see if I can do it a different way. Some things I learned. When I'm doing subtraction, I got to put the first number first, and sometimes I kind of got to move them around and guess. So let's try again. Let's start with a really big number. Let's start with 9. Oh my goodness, that's a giant number. Maybe I'll do 9 minus 8. We'll do our big, big, big numbers. So 9 minus 8. Oh, I know that 9 minus 8 is 1 because they're 1 away from each other. So I'm going to change my sum, or my difference. The answer to a subtraction question is a difference. I'm going to change my difference to a 1. So if this side of the equation is 1, this side needs to be equal. They need to balance on the teeter-totter. So this side also has to equal 1. What numbers could I put in here to equal 1? I could put a whole bunch of them in here to equal 1. Watch this. 7 minus 6. Does that equal 1? Yeah. Or 5 minus 4. Does that equal 1? Yeah, that works too. Look at how many equations I'm thinking of. Or 2 minus 3. Does that equal 1? No. Did I trick you? When we're doing subtraction, the bigger number has to go first. So this is almost right. Now it works. Look at this. I could keep the 2, and I could do 2 minus 1 equals 1. Look at how many different equations I can make by rearranging the numbers and just making sure that this side equals this side. So on your problem of the week this week, you have an equation that you need to balance or make level. Yours is a little different. Yours is plus and minus, but you're going to do it exactly the same way. Have your numbers cut out and then try to fit them in and make sure the answer to this side is the same as the answer to this side. How many solutions can you find for the problem of the week this week?